I would go to shows, I would go to events, I would go to clubs, parties. Anywhere that I could go where I thought music people would be, I was at. I would strike up a conversation with the most interesting looking person in the room. Next day, hit them up in the morning, figure out a time to go for a meeting, and I would always make sure it was a meal at a restaurant. And that is how I ate. I would do one meal a day, and the rest was hustling. I started playing the violin when I was 3. My mom got me like I think it was like a 16th violin that was like this big.
And here's Sammy at the end of a long, hard day, all violined out.
I went to high school and I got into the jazz band, and then you got to have these like jazz lessons with this guy Vlad Cusid. My very first lesson with him, I was like reading through a chart and it was this song Sway. And I was singing it to myself. I turn around, Vlad's standing there and he's like, "You're not gonna play saxophone with the big band, you're gonna sing." And so my first performance, I got up in front of like 1,000 boys and I sang Sway. Everyone was stoked, everyone like big standing ovation, and that was really cool. And then came the pretty intense bullying. Something that has really propelled me throughout my life is proving people wrong. The bullying that came with just me being myself, it was brutal, but it led me to start writing songs and expressing myself in that way. 2 in the morning, I got a phone call, and it was this person in LA saying, "You need to move to LA now, we have a record to make." Packed up my stuff. 3 weeks later, I had $1,400 to my name, 2 suitcases, and the day after I moved out here, I went in for a meeting. They said, "We love you, but we're not gonna go forward with this."
Come home,
Get high.
forget about the time between the highlights. Yeah, I know.
Come on!
It's been a rough time.
Carry it well is what we wrote.
Yeah.
It's a universal concept.
Yeah.
And we had the quote of, "Just because I carry it well doesn't mean it isn't heavy."
And then we were like, holy shit.
Holy shit, there's a song here.
Yeah.
To know any better, I designed it that way. I know it seems I had it together.
It was really, really tough, and I had a lot of people telling me that I was wasting my time, but I took away my safety net, started working as like a delivery boy for a meat pie shop. I coached tennis, and I hustled.
I mean, just getting the emotional arc of the song right
That was the
took
biggest
forever.
So sick.
Come on, song. Come on, song. Come on.
They wanted it to feel big and feel produced, but then every time you got away from the piano vocal, it was just not as emotional.
Don't I carry it well?
Music has always been the refuge, has always been the safe place. And I've been signed, I've been dropped, I've been abused, I've been manipulated. I've lost who I am and found who I am, and lost who I am and found who I am. And if not for the village that I have around me, I definitely wouldn't be here. And then it's been wild because this production took 3 years to get right. And of course I put it on TikTok and everyone just wants the acoustic. That took
3 hours.
3 hours in a studio, and now it's coming out. I wish music was like tennis. The reason tennis is so much a part of my life and like one of the great loves of my life is because it's so tangible. You can see what you did wrong. If you hit the ball into the net, you lose the point. It's just so black and white, and music is so subjective. And because of that, I just have to love what I'm doing, and the second that I don't love what I'm doing, I need to stop.
I know